Hello Aries, welcome to your special update here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. All right, Eight of Wands. There's a sense of urgency in you right now. You are someone with a lot of pep in your step, highly motivated, a lot of great ideas. I feel like you're someone who likes to have irons in the fire. You know, you like to do a lot of different things all at once and kind of see what really takes hold and then maybe direct your energy that way, you know. It helps to kind of throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks. It's a great method, you know, because I think you're trying to progress as quickly as possible somewhere to a goal. Whatever your goal is, whatever your success is. It's almost a feeling as if time's kind of running out, so let's hurry, right? You're somebody, like I said, with a lot of ideas. You're a great problem solver. You're very creative, right? You can find your way out of any jam just by kind of thinking outside of the box, right? You're an innovator in that way. Let's put this card into some context. And let's see where this energy is taking you right now and what the message is for you right now, okay? So we've got our Eight of Wands. We've got a Two of Wands, okay? That's a little bit more controlled, right? It's kind of narrowing things down a little bit. We've got that Leo Lust or Strength card coming out. Wow. We've got the Universe. We've got the Empress. Yes. And a Four of Swords. Now, Aries, if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Yeah. Okay, we'll finish up our cards here, then we'll get into the details of the, Nine of Cups, yes. And there, Aries, is your superpower card. That is the Knight of Wands. That is a cardinal fire energy. This represents the Aries energy in action. Okay? And it's in the position of your environment, of your relationships. You are like, you're on fire. You're gung-ho. You're just up and at 'em. Yeah? And I think it's Spirit's way of saying, keep going. Maybe narrow down your focus a little bit, but keep hitting hard. You know? Don't let up. Don't let off the gas at all. Yeah? Well, let's see. Let's keep going here. Okay, now we got a... Interesting, this is an Aquarius energy. It's a fixed air, the Prince of Swords, and a, Seven of Pentacles here as an outcome card, right? I say an outcome because it is not a guaranteed outcome, okay? All of this effort is not necessarily resulting in no fruit. It's a lot of labor and then nothing to show for it. I don't think that's it. I think what we're aiming for is our Empress energy, okay? And I think that if we cannot stay fixed, right, this is the obstacle, this is the challenge here. If we don't narrow down our efforts and put our focus into, instead of 8 things, maybe 1 or 2, right? If we cannot harness and channel our fiery creative energy, then all of these different things we're doing, all of the irons we have in the fire, none of them will really be given the opportunity to grow into that Empress paradise. I mean, this is just the ultimate success, right? This is amazing. So it's this idea that we have to narrow down, we have to be able to harness our power and our effort and focus it in a general direction. We don't have to be so specific, but focus it in a general direction. right? And that effort will achieve very great things. If your energy is too scattered, if you're spread too thin, nothing is going to get the attention it needs to grow, right? It's like you have a garden. Every one of your plants needs water. You've got only one glass of water. What do? Do you give a little bit to everybody? Or do you kind of pick a couple of the plants that seem the most promising and give them each half the glass, right? That's kind of that's the idea, and that's a moral dilemma, right? I don't know the answer to that. But I see what Spirit's saying here. And we can talk about this, but first let's get our mystery card going. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor Infinite and Unknown. It's going to go right here with Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck. We're not going to look at that card until the end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's look around the room. Major Arcana 1, 2, 3. You're kind of surrounded by this divine energy right now. You've got the universe behind you, right? You've got your own creative, spiritual self firing you up from underneath. You've got the goddess looking down on you, sort of nourishing you, nurturing you, supporting what you do, right? You're surrounded by that divine energy right now. But what you've got to do is sort of steer the ship. Okay? You've got the fuel, you've got momentum, you are protected, but you've got to steer. Okay? So we got 1, 2, 3 major arcana energies. We got fire right here. And of course in the environment. This is how you're taking your efforts and you're applying them to the world around you in terms of your relationship with this world or universe, with your environment and the people in it. Okay? You've got water energy here. You've got some air here and here. And you've got some earth energy up here. And this earth energy, to me, this feels like a loss of momentum. Okay? We have momentum here with the fire and everything's rushing forward. And this is kind of like we just sort of lost, we're losing steam. We just sort of petered out. We fizzled out, right? That's what the Eight of Wands is all about, fizzling out. It's a burst. It's like a firework. And then it just sort of fizzles out. And we don't want that. We don't want just a flash in the pan. We want something that can be sustained. We want to have an iron will that just says, okay, this is not going to just, I'm not going to lose interest in this. I'm not going to wear myself out with too many commitments here that I'm getting nothing really accomplished, right? So this is that decision that you have to make, where to put your efforts. You can't commit to 20 things. You're being told, narrow it down, right? It's kind of, this is your problem right now. This is the challenge for you right now. This is your work right now, is to consolidate your energy. Yeah. To pull in a lot of this, your vital, fiery, creative force, a lot of your willpower, your time, your attention, and focus it in certain directions that have the most promise, that have the most potential for greatness, right? That really will bring you to the success that you want. So you're being told to make some choices. You gotta sort of cut some things out right now. It's this whole, this idea of if you want to become the greatest at something, you have to do that thing. You know, I don't remember who I heard talking about this, but it's like if you want to be a dancer. If you want to be a great dancer, you've got to just do that. You've got to devote all your time and energy to dancing. Forget about all those other things that you're doing in your life and just dance, right? I don't remember who that was saying that. And then it's kind of like, okay, well, you make that decision. You make that decision if this one thing that you want to do, maybe it's a couple of things, but if it means so much to you that you're willing to give up other things, then do that. But what if you're not willing to give up other things, right? Well, then maybe you you try to excel in a couple of other areas. Maybe there's one or two things in your life that if you really want to be great at them, they're going to take tremendous amounts of time and effort. But there are other things that you also want to do in life that maybe you can do 2 or 3 or 4 at a time, right? It's kind of like you're taking these university courses. Well, you take a few, normal courses and you can take 5 or 6 at a time, right? But you take this really, really big, challenging course and it's kind of like, I'm only going to have time for that thing. And we could arrange that any way we want. We think about sports. We want to be the best, football player that you can be. Well, you can still play tennis and golf. You can play those at the same time. You can do a little basketball. But if you want to be good at football, you got to get rid of tennis and golf. And you're just going to be football. You're going to live and breathe that particular thing, right? That aspiration. Yeah. Underneath the surface is, of course, this lust or strength card. You sometimes feel that you can do anything, and you can. This is a card of tremendous power, creative power. This is that stature. This is that grandeur that we just feel that we're 1,000,000 light years tall and 100,000 light years across, right? And we can take anything we want, like a star from the night sky, and we can just pluck it and put it in our jacket pocket. We can accomplish anything we want, and yes, you can. But we have to also at the same time remember that you're only human, right? That you are limited in time and energy and attention and focus and vitality. Some things take a lot more time and energy than other things. The energy it takes to accomplish this one huge thing, that same amount of energy, you could probably accomplish these other couple of things over here instead. It's up to you. But we have to realize that we are not invincible and that we cannot do everything all at once forever, infinitely. Okay? Because sometimes the lust or strength card is this feeling of invincibility. Sometimes it's talking about a need for us to rein in our aspirations. You have all these ambitions. You want to do 1,000,000 things at once. Sometimes we got to rein it in. You're very ambitious, right? Let's rein it in. Let's consolidate. Let's focus and have that commitment to just a couple of things, or less even, and achieve something really, really powerful in those areas. Okay. The effort that it would take to achieve one monumental goal is sort of scattered around at all these other things. And so we end up losing momentum. We end up fizzling out with that 7 of Pentacles at the end. What we really want is Empress energy, right? So looking at the past position, you've got a universe card. And the universe in your past position could be a feeling of kind of being lost. It's kind of like there was a time in your life where you didn't know what you were doing. You didn't know what you wanted to do. Maybe a time where we felt we were just sort of floating listlessly through like a cork on the ocean, right? Not knowing what to do or where to go, not having any ambition. This is a cold and lonely place. So what did you do? You filled it up with ambition. And now we've got this, it's sort of a rebellion energy, right? That now we're filled with ambition. Okay, so we kind of went the opposite way. Lived a life with no ambition here. Now it's almost like we have too much, right? So we need to kind of balance that out. We've got to have our 2 of Wands here. Because sometimes this is too many possibilities. This is too much freedom. There's too much space, too much time and space here, right? The universe is too big. There are too many possibilities that I'm in despair. I'm distraught because I'm just floating here with no direction, no aim, with no will of my own in life. Okay? But I think there was a change, there was a switch in you. And instead of seeing the universe as being so full of possibilities that I'm distraught and I feel hopeless, now this universe is so filled with possibilities that I feel ambitious and I feel elated and I feel powerful, right? Just either depends which way we look at it. A lot of us, we see too many possibilities and we start to despair, right? It's really a hopeless and helpless feeling. So many possibilities. I'm not doing anything. So instead of seeing the universe as a cold and lonely place, you start to see the universe as being teeming with life. There are so many possibilities. Over here, too many possibilities, it's kind of scary. Over here, too many possibilities feels like a blessing. It feels like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can do anything I want. So then we start trying to do everything we want, right? But the Empress is an energy that says, you're going to get out of this what you put into it. If you can put in 100%, you're going to get amazing return on your investment here. This is paradise. This is Big Rock Candy Mountain. Okay? You can't live here and then still feel like you're living halfway in some other city at the same time, You can't be all in with this paradise if you're being you're still being pulled and drained by these other commitments and these other entanglements. Yeah. Again, the effort to achieve greatness in one area is being scattered in a lot of different areas. Right? So we can make progress here, and this is the life you want. This is really the success that you want. You know that it takes effort. You get out what you put into it. Okay. Now in the future position, we got a Four of Swords here. I think the Four of Swords in some fashion is you not wanting to make this decision. It's hard to choose, right? When we're in love with so many things, when we feel this elation, we're high on this idea of having all these doors that are open to us. We don't want to have to choose. It's kind of, in a way, we want someone to choose for us. I think the Four of Swords, though, is also you taking a moment to sort of stabilize your life. See, the Four is not stressed out. There's no stress. There's no worries here, right? It's kind of taking care of this now, making this decision now, taking control over your attention and over your energy. Maybe it means, in a way, you're disentangling yourself from a lot of nonsense you don't need to be wasting your energy on. It's going to set you up for a lot of peace and tranquility and calmness tomorrow. Let's do the hard thing today and make these decisions. I think there are maybe relationships in your life, people, places, things, that are entanglements, drama that you don't need to be involved in, things that are draining you of your attention, your time, your energy, and your vitality. These are vampires sucking the life out of you. There are some of these things that you don't need to be involved with. And so I think by doing the difficult thing now, doing this Two of Wands sort of decision-making thing now, exerting your authority and your power now, is going to set you up for a much easier time tomorrow. Okay? So look at your relationships. Which ones are just draining you unnecessarily? Which entanglements do you have in life that are just kind of sucking your vital energy, that are eating away at your time and your energy? Okay? Because it is not limitless. It is not an infinite amount of vital energy that you have. And I think this is really the important thing. This is the card that's right at the center of the tarot table today. This is the Axis Mundi. This is the North Star, the Pole Star, right? This is the galactic center. Everything else is swirling around this, right? And it's all about you protecting your energy, right? By being able to say no, by disengaging. This is a card of disengaging. It's a 4. We think of the 5. 5 is engagement. 5 is stress, is worry, is fighting, is arguing. Drama, right? The 4 is disengagement. The 6 would be I fought and I won. Well, a lot of these things, if they're not so important, if they are just kind of vampiric, right? If they're just draining your vital energy, who cares if we win? Who cares if we argue and we get our point across, or we fight and we're the victor? It's just, it doesn't mean anything, right? So we're disengaging. That's the 4 instead of on the other side, the 6, okay? So we're not engaged in that game anymore. We have to find these kinds of things in life that we just don't need to be engaged with, okay? Now, on the path of the serpent, what this disengagement does for you, it allows you to feel more of this 9 of cups. This is happiness. This is you feeling every moment of your life that you're on the right track. Yeah, there's going to be more struggles. There's always going to be difficulties. You're going to have to push and really battle and fight and overcome obstacles, but it's going to be meaningful because you're not engaged with nonsense anymore. What you're engaged with every moment is leading you further and further here. So it's kind of like, yeah, we look forward to the obstacles because we know that once we get over or through that obstacle, we're just that much closer to our paradise. Okay? So you're living a life that is happy. You are pursuing your happiness, following your bliss, dreaming your dream. Okay? And this has benefits on the physical, financial plane, mental, emotional plane, spiritual, creative plane. You're living, this is a way of life that is abundant and full of joy. Even the joy of battling an obstacle, of overcoming a challenge, of solving a problem. Because it's a problem that is leading you to your goal. It's not a nonsense problem. It's not a vampiric drama, entanglement. It is necessary, right? So there's an underlying joy and happiness here. And this is your general energy. You're somebody with a tremendous capacity for joy. And you know how to create abundance, right, on every plane of being. Something, creatively and spiritually satisfying all the way down to the tips of your feet, the toes, Everything is going to benefit from this control over your attention, over your consciousness, over your energy, your vital energy, okay? And of course, the next card is our power card, our superpower card. When you're engaged with the right things, you're going full speed ahead, right? You don't want to go full speed ahead into drama, into unnecessary entanglements, right? But you can go full speed ahead into those things that are helping you get to your goal. And so this is a very important card. It's also a Knight of Wands. It looks to the future, right? All the Knights are looking at the future. You're looking at the results of all of your effort. So you're thinking, okay, I'm putting in all of this effort into these various engagements, commitments, entanglements, all this different drama, these relationships. And your Knight of Wands is able to look at each of those and say, what is the end result here? I'm going to put in, let's say 100 work hours, right? That's some kind of measurable thing, right? Like I'm going to put in 8 hours of work into this thing. Why? What's the point, right? I'm going to be involved in this drama. It's going to take all day. Why? What is the purpose of it? What is the end result going to be? And then the Knight of Wands can make that decision to rein that in. To say, I don't need to do that. And we can look at everything that way. Now, we have to look at it from a more objective thing. It's not just, I don't enjoy that, and therefore I'm going to pull my energy back. Or this is helping somebody else, but it's not helping myself, right? So I'm going to pull my energy back. We got to be careful with that. Okay? Because there are things that we can be engaged with. There are things that we can be committed to and devoted to that don't directly lead to our success. But let's say we're helping a friend. We're helping somebody move, right? Or we are, we're there spending time with a loved one who is ailing. Or someone, kind of had a bad day and we're there just to keep them company and to kind of, to be there for our people, right? Well, these are directly helping us too. Okay, so it's not just, well, I'm not going to go volunteer at the soup kitchen because that doesn't serve me. It's me serving others, right? It helps you to help others as well, right? So we have to be able to look at it in that indirect way too. But just as that is true, the converse is also true. There are a lot of things in life that we do not need to be wasting our time doing, wasting our energy doing. And that's what the Knight of Wands can do, can see into the future and say, what is the end result of me doing this? Why am I putting so much time and effort into this? Do I need to be doing this? Let me think about how much energy I'm wasting, how much time I'm wasting, and what is the benefit. I'm going to rack my brain to try to find some reason to keep doing it. If I'm not helping myself, I'm not helping anybody else. What is it for, right? And you have to be the judge of that. Okay, no one's going to make these decisions for you. Now, the next card of the energy that we don't want is this Aquarius energy. I don't know if there's an Aquarius person in your life that is a primary example of one of these entanglements. I'm not trying to throw Aquarius under the bus. Maybe you should watch the Aquarius reading that also came out recently, okay? Because I see this as perhaps another person that is maybe difficult for us to stop giving so much of our time and attention to. It could be a bit of a vampire, okay? It's also a fixed air energy, so in this sense, it seems to be a card that you need. You need a fixed, you need an objective, you need a kind of, you need to make decisions and stick to them. And if you say no, no means no. If you say, no, I'm not going to engage with that drama, with that nonsense, with that argument, and that's it. You don't waste another second of your energy. Don't burn another calorie worrying about it, right? Because what we're trying to do is transcend. What we want to do is take a Seven of Pentacles life and grow this Empress, right? We got to devote as much time, effort, and energy as we can to our garden if we're going to create our paradise, right? And the Seven of Pentacles could either be complete stagnation, that's something never reached its potential because we were never able to give it the attention that it needed. Or this is saying, look, this is me being perfectly aware of what I need to do and how I want this thing to grow, and I need to put my attention into this so this can grow. This is not black, it's not hopeless and dark and empty. It's not void of life, right? It's something that needs attention. It needs your work, it needs your effort, right? So this is very much a reading of discernment. Choosing what to put your effort into, what is a waste of energy, and how you might be scattering your energy too thin that nothing actually benefits from it, right? I want to look at our mystery card now. What do we see here, or what do we not see here, right? What's lacking here? Well, maybe some earth energy, maybe some air energy. Maybe we need an Ace of Swords. Maybe we need an Ace of Wands. I'm kind of wondering if an ace in general is what we need now. Maybe an ace, or maybe one more major arcana card to complete this circle, to completely surround you, and even on this side to protect you, right? Because I feel like you are surrounded by the divine energy, but the way forward is up to you. So maybe we need something solid to put there as a sort of shield, right? If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's take a look. Oh, it is a tower. Yeah, this is some divine energy, all right. This is rapid change. This is quick. This is the Band-Aid coming right off. This is something isn't serving you. Something is draining your energy. There's a vampire in your life. Done, right? This completes your magical circle of protection. The tower, right? Abrupt change. It's severing the connection instantaneously. It's not a gradual pulling away. It's saying no, and it's gone. And we're not giving it any more attention, right? So I feel like this is how you make big time progress in your life. Got to be able to cut off certain commitments, people, places, and things that are draining your energy. You got to be able to cut them off like that. It's not a slow pulling away. It's going to take a month or a year, to separate this out. No, it's just kind of like it's on the chopping block. You got to know in your life what things are on the chopping block, right? What things are out of your show, right? Reminds me of the show Chopped, right? Everything's going to be on the chopping block. Everything could be on the chopping block, and it's up to you to decide. You're the judge. You get to decide which one, right? Which things are on the chopping block. And once you decide, that hammer comes down, and that's it, right? Tower. The tower, perfect. I mean, it really fits. And now you are surrounded by this divine energy. And the tower really it's still your will moving forward, but it's your ability to then kind of blow through obstacles, right? It's anything gets in your way, and you're getting through it, okay? And it's kind of like this is sort of the protective, this is the business end of your will, right? And so that's moving forward, that's protecting you from any more of these vampires. Yeah. Very blessed energy. We're going to do a blessed extended reading as well if you want to stick around. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Aries usually on Monday and Fridays. This is a special update for you. I feel like this is an important message for you. Okay. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.